Life is busy these days. Between finishing out vegetables and fruit canning from the garden and starting another year of homeschool, I have not had a lot of time to open my book mail. So I thought you guys could join me while I open my book mail, and you can see what I got, and we can just have a cup of tea together and chat and catch up on life. I don't have room for my teacup. All right, first I'm going to start with my broken binding orders. So this is a sub that I joined earlier this year. So this sub is trilogies. You can skip one time a year. So this is the trilogy that I've gotten. I am excited to have this particular 1980s high fantasy series as a special edition on my shelf. So since I've had this for a couple months, I took the shipping packaging out of it and just left the book in there. But the book comes wrapped, which I just feel like is so magical. So it also comes with a bookmark. It's got the Rift War Saga sticker up here to let you know which series this is. So I have been waiting to unwrap this. It just seems so incredible. So this was written in, I need scissors. I think the first book was written in 1982. And it is written by Raymond Feist. And oh my word. So when Raymond Feist wrote this, the first two books of the series are pretty thin. And they're like a part 1 and a part 2. And so Broken Binding made the decision to publish the first 2 books in one really hefty volume. Oh, gracious. It's just so beautiful. There is no reverse dust jacket, but the naked case is so beautiful. And then got the end pages. So lovely. The way Broken Binding sets this up is they have a couple different tier levels. So I am tier 2. I think a tier 1 waitlist is, I don't even know. Is it a decade? So this comes unsigned. If you were tier 1, this first book was signed. There is the first one. Guess I'll just sit it next to me. So as I mentioned, this is a series. I, again, have already taken the packaging off of this one, which is the second one, but have not unwrapped it. So the first one is May, and then we've got June, which is Silverthorn. Got the same packaging and sticker on the cover. And then we unwrap it. There's something about a wrapped book that just makes it feel, even though you may know what you're expecting. It's one of the things I love about Pango, is that a lot of times really great sellers will wrap your books for you, so it feels like a celebration when you get your book. The second one, as it says here, Rift War Saga 2. We've got some crazy ogre on the naked hard case. Again, no reverse dust jacket. We've got the end pages there. And the end pages here. On the back it says, life is problems. Living is solving problems. So again, unsigned. And then I'll show you what they look like together once I open this third one. So for the third one, I did not unwrap it. So you can see how great Broken Binding wraps their books. I mean, they are wrapped so securely. So it has this, I mean, look at all that. It's so much. And then once you get through that, it then has bubble wrap. And then you get to the wrapped book. We've got our third bookmark, which is A Darkness at Sethanen. I have a huge mess on the floor here. This is a series that I have the original 1980s copies, and I have not yet read it. It is on I have a TBR cart that's for fantasy because I seem to gravitate towards fantasy. There is the cover. The back says, "Your destiny is now your own to forge as best you may." We're back to dragons on the naked hardcover and end papers. This one is quite fiery. We're obviously under attack here. And then let me show you how the swirls of light in the city all connect up. And this is how it would look on your shelf if you set them edges out. So I think Broken Binding does a phenomenal job. So next I'm going to open this so that I make room for my tea over there. This is from the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum. My mom recently traveled to New Mexico and she brought me back this Georgia O'Keeffe book. I love this cover. I think it has such a fantastic fall aesthetic. It is basically a biography, but it has her artwork inside of it. So I know a little bit about Georgia O'Keeffe, but am wanting to learn more. And so I was really excited that my mom brought this back for me to read. So I will add this to my nonfiction shelf and get to it soon. So I'm excited about that. And I love that I got this Georgia O'Keeffe Museum bag to use. Who knows? I don't want it to get ruined. So who knows what I'll do with it to make sure that it is taken care of. Now I'm going to move my tea closer to me. So I mentioned a chat, a little life update. So I really love autumn. And part of that reason is because during the summer, I do a lot of canning, which is so incredible that I have the ability to do that. There are so many people who have food scarcity challenges in this world. And so to have access to a garden and to be able to can is such a blessing. But I do a lot of canning. And so I'm usually very ready for autumn to arrive. And that also includes homeschool. So we do some homeschooling during the summer to just kind of get a little bit ahead. But we really start homeschooling in earnest in the fall. And again, it's something that I love. I love our routine that we do together. And so autumn ends up being a very fantastic time for me. I decided that I wanted to get a book that celebrates autumn. And for me, it's this cover of Susanna and Sue by Kate Douglas Wiggin. Kate Douglas Wiggin wrote Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, which of course, as a Rebecca, is very near and dear to my heart. I saw this recently come up as a used book options on eBay. They recommend, based on your hot flash, based on your search history, you might be interested in this. And so I went ahead and grabbed this for, I think, a pretty decent price, like $10. It did come with the dust jacket cover, but that I got it because this cover has the coloring on it. I don't need the dust jacket cover, which is a good thing because that's the dust jacket cover. It's torn and ripped and falling apart, but this still has the beautiful color. And so I will just, my plan is to display this as an autumn decoration and hopefully have the chance to read it. I mean, the pages are decorated. We got little page dividers, just a beautiful copy. So I have been kind of waiting until autumn arrived for me to open this. So have you read this? Let me know. All of the Kate Douglas Wiggins that I've read, I've really enjoyed. So I'm hoping that this will be the same. And also, what should I do about this dust jacket? The person who shipped it to me from eBay did not do a good job, like they do on Pango. And they put it in cardboard at least, but they did not do anything to protect the dust jacket. So, what should I do with it? What should I do with it? There's another dust flap in the back of this too. So, do I try to get like a Mylar cover and try to repair it? What do I do, folks? Again, I knew when I bought this that I was buying it because of what was under the dust jacket cover, so I was not expecting this to be together. But the fact that I have it means I feel some responsibility to try to repair it. All right. Lots of mess here on the floor. Next, this is one that I've mentioned multiple times in my anticipated releases. I mentioned it in my, TBR video that I just did because I've been waiting for this. I'm currently in line at my library's Libby account to listen to this, but it is quite long, so it must be a pretty thick book. Yeah, it's a chunker. I also have the Kindle, the ebook that can go to my Kindle from the library. I'm in line for that as well. So once those come free, I will listen to them. This is Rebecca Ross's Wild Reverence. I think it's in the same world as the Letters of Enchantment, the Divine Rivals duology. This is a signed copy from her local indie bookstore, and it comes with an art print, the black and white, and it is signed to me specifically. So I have a lot of signed Rebecca Ross books. Not all of them, but quite a few. So I felt like when there were all these different like special editions, there are ones that have like stenciled sprayed edges with the flowers on them and all these different options. I just really felt like I wanted the standard copy, but that it would be signed by her to me and from the bookstore that supports her locally. So here's the naked hardcover. Again, just really stunning. It has this like matte feel to it. Just really lovely. We've got the end pages as well that are the same front and back. And then did I show you already? Signed to me. So I will not read this actual copy. And I will not read the broken binding Raymond Feist copies either. They will go on my shelf. I'll read the old paperbacks that I already have and then probably donate them or sell them as a set. And like I said, I will listen to this on Libby. So, but very excited. Using that indie bookstore to get this shipped to me was a very positive experience. There were updates and notifications from them to let me know when it was packing and then shipping and all of that. So it was just a very pleasant experience. All right, we're moving through here like a herd of turtles. So Owlcrate is really nice because I've got Party hanging out of the box. They allow you to skip as often as you want. So once you get into their subscription, you can just skip if you're not interested. And there are accounts that guess on what the book will be so that you know if you want to skip or not. Then you can go into Goodreads. I'm always typing in, open door romance spice because that is not something I'm interested in my fantasy books. So this was a surprise. This is not the book that I was expecting. So I was expecting Hemlock and Silver. That was the book that I ordered as part of the subscription, which I hope to be getting a vlog out about Hemlock and Silver, which is the Snow White retelling by T. Kingfisher. But what came instead is the Enchanted Greenhouse Special Edition by Beth Durst. So I loved the spell shop, coziness of the spell shop. I managed to get an advance e-arc of Enchanted Greenhouse so that I knew that I wanted to have this on my shelf, and I ordered the Owlcrate one because I have Spell Shop in the Owlcrate version as well. So you have these beautiful dark green flowers. Got this lovely cover. Oh my goodness. What a lovely naked hardcover. Again, I do think that this is, even though it's Enchanted Greenhouse, if you read it, it's going to be one of the books that I recommend people read in the winter because it is a cold, snowy location. Here we have the reverse dust jacket, something that Owlcrate does. And we got the little mini dragons. This is cozy fantasy at its finest. Oh, we have Turlu and Yarrow in their little cabin. We've got Turlu and Yarrow out in a greenhouse. Yes, they're in a greenhouse. Words matter. The right words could heal shattered glass and hearts and families and lives. And then, as I mentioned, we have the little mini dragons that are bribed by honey. So marvelous. Lovely. Oh, it also has a ribbon that is bound in with the book. So also a great addition to my shelf to just enhance that autumnal feel. And then I guess Hemlock and Silver will be here soon. All right, next I got my last book of the month. So last Christmas I wanted a book. I couldn't find it anywhere, and Book of the Month had it, and it was $5. So I got it, which then means I subscribe to Book of the Month. But I have really struggled with finding anything else that I really wanted. So I might have gotten one other book, but otherwise I just ended up with credits. One of which they gave me because they promise a hat, but you never get the hat. So I sent them an email and was like, I wanted my hat. They were like, well, we're going to give you a credit instead for a free book. And I was like, okay, we'll do that. So I got 2 books, and that is The Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I have enjoyed some of Stephanie Garber's books. Others of hers have not been my all-time favorite. This is an adult book, so hopefully we don't have a lot of open door romance. But I like the 1920s time period that it is set in. And this actually isn't coming out for, I feel like, until the end of the month. So even though I didn't list this on my anticipated releases, since Book of the Month had it early, I figured, and they are now offering sprayed edges for a little bit more. Again, because I had it free and had a credit, I ended up only paying $3 for both of these books. And that was because of the extra sprayed edges cost. So anyway, I will try this. Again, I do like the setting of like old Hollywood. I think that's what this is. And since I did only pay $3, I think I will go ahead and read this sprayed edges version, especially since I got it because it's coming out early. Otherwise it defeats the purpose. And then I got the book of Lost Hours by Hayley Gelfuso. This is also a debut novel. This also has like time travel in it, and I guess a book that gets found that allows for time travel. I'm not 100% sure, but I figured that I would go ahead and get this as well, since this is a debut novel. I do like to support authors in that, and the premise seems really interesting. And again, with that dark cover, it definitely has that autumnal feel. All right, this one is one that I splurged on, and so I got the Country Chronicle by Gladys Tabor. Her writing style really makes you feel like you're sitting on the front porch or with a friend drinking tea and talking, or you're writing letters back and forth with a friend and like hearing about her life. And then again, as living in a rural area and doing canning and preserving and really paying attention to what's happening with the weather and with gardens and all of that, it just felt like I had a connection with her. And so I found this signed Country Chronicle and could not resist it. And so I went ahead and grabbed this. I know we're talking about considering doing a Gladys Tabor for the Cozy Reader Book Club this year, maybe in April, because that is Gladys Tabor's month. Her books have a tendency to kind of run through the year, a lot of them in in order. So like this one starts in winter. So again, the cover just reminds me so much of November, where we've got the leaves off the trees and it's just sort of very dark, but it's got these browns around it. So anyway, I figured I would add this to my collection and and have this be part of that autumn addition to my shelves. So thanks so much for watching, you guys, and let me know of the ones that I open, which ones you've read or you might be interested in reading, and let me know what books you're adding to your shelves as far as bringing that autumn feel and autumn coloring to your shelves. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.